find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Newhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down in towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, look at the Tyson! They haven't got it!
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's not a second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it! Big Barry! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Triple Bypass Tennessee Storm Chasers 125, sponsored by Ryan Hyatt. Round 10 live from National Superspeedway. I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Bradley Dalton here this evening, and well, we are going to be for an interesting one. It's going to be hot here, and as you can see, sponsor is there on your screen, Mr. Ryan Hyatt as well. 5 nights of racing are the Triple Bypass here. Sunday's Gen 4, Tuesday's late models, Wednesday's road racing, Thursday's Xfinity, Friday coming up here in a couple of weeks' time. 14 championship trophy session opens at 8:59. Guaranteed heartbreaking racing. Head over to triplebypass.com. Into and signed up there as well. Want to give a big shout out to Ryan Hyatt for sponsoring the race. Thank you very much, Ryan. Not here this evening. Had a little bit of a medical emergency. Family member. So get well soon, Mr. Family member. I hope everyone back and healthy very shortly. Guys, well, what can we ask for here today? We've got 14-degree banking. We've got 125 laps. And we've got a track that's slicker than a water park here on 106 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 degree air temperature, and it's going to be going round on turns 2 and 4. But let's welcome in Brad into the booth. Brad, welcome in, big boy. How are you?
I am good, James. I am good. It's a good Thursday night for some racing. We're in Nashville, which is not too far from my home. I'm not going to say exactly how far away because I don't want to dox myself, but Nashville Superspeedway, fairly local for me, and it's a track that I really like. I like the uniqueness of this track. I like a lot of things about this 1.33 mile circuit. It makes things very, very fun to watch, and the slick track is going to give some good racing.
It definitely is. And guys, I need help. I was looking on Nashville Super website today. I found something that if everybody wants to check for, you're more than welcome. It is the best NASCAR experience ever. Get to drive a NASCAR on your own with a spotter in your rear row for 6-8 sessions at the Speedway itself. Drive a Toyota Camry at the Speedway itself. Currently, it is on sale for a 48 experience. So that go out for 8, then you have pit stop, then you go out for another 8, and so on. I don't really need stuff. But at the moment, it is on a 31% sale discount of £2,897.99, £4,199.99 by the retail cost, totaling a grand total of $2,942.98. I've got 3 hours to book it, so I've got 3 hours to raise £4,000 because I've got to include the flight. So if you want to chip in, please do so. That would be absolutely amazing. And then I get to go and drive NASCAR's Brad at Nashville.
See, and if James flies out here, he's going to stay with me. And if he stays here, then that means you can get some real-life JP broadcasting side by side. So I think it's a win-win, and I think everybody needs to go donate to James's cause. However, James, I will not be donating, but good luck, sir.
Osh?
I'd donate my house. I would donate a bedroom.
Well, just sell the house and donate the $4,000.
Okay, you got me there. He's got a point, everyone. Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to join in and do it, you can. I think it's amazing. That's my Christmas birthday for the next 5 years off the wife. So when she wakes up in the morning, babe, I found what I want for Christmas. 5 years. see what she says. Because you can drive a NASCAR on your own with a spotter in your info. Oh my God, I'm sold. So let's get this. Anyway, back to the racing. Sorry. Got excited by a deal. Driver NASCAR. Sean Bradley here as well in that 77 hometown of Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. Currently on the pole on a 30.74. Not too far back is Harcum, Hanlon, Benson, Slaughter, Harmon, Corey, and Ruelas has jumped as well. And our resident Australian Campbell in that crisp livery, Melbourne, Australia, doing a great job at 7th at the moment. So what do we expect from Nashville? 14 ranking, right? It is a lift track. Now, when you hear super, generally out. Now, the problem that I'm finding, they can't go flat out. JC's about 30 to mile an hour coming out of turn 4. Obviously, going down. It's Matt Harmon's there. Crutchley's well. What about Cameron Kane? He's going flat out at the moment as well. So it isn't just a full flat super that we expect, bro.
Yeah, I was kind of doing some research before the broadcast of different things. And one of the things that I found is an old thread from several years ago, because Reddit loves to give me all my answers. So someone said, any tips for Nashville with the ARCA cars? I don't understand. I'm burning my right front out. And someone commented and said, yeah, you need to brake and slow down. So this track, you need to lift and brake earlier than you'd think. Otherwise, you're going to burn out the tires. You're going to have a very, very long 125 laps. It's going to be a bad time because this is a concrete raceway. This is not paved asphalt. This is concrete you're running on. This track will eat up tires like I eat an egg sandwich for breakfast.
In other words, in about 5 seconds. So there you go, 125 laps. They got 3 sets of tyres, 2 GWC. Lucky Dogs and Wave Rounds are on as well. And of course, it's the Tennessee Storm by Ryan Howard. Get well soon, Mr. Ryan Hyatt's father-in-law. Hope all goes up him from us up here in the JPB broadcast booth. Don't forget, guys, as well, sale only ended 2 hours, 2,897. America driving and for the Warren Fisher in 4 machine got to 13.70 cars. Carl St. Jean, Ryan. I don't think Ryan here, but it's him as well. Thank you if you are here. Welcome in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz that you on YouTube. Absolutely. Don't forget, type in the chat. We will respond, I promise. Brad is not that bad. He only bites at the.
Yeah, that's accurate. It's definitely the weekends. That's the part you need to worry about. So if you're going to come down, James, make it a Wednesday. Wednesday is probably the best day.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Whatever happens, hour and 50. 3 hours, 12 minutes on the sale. Otherwise, it goes back up to 4,001. But on the upside.
What are the odds of us getting a NASCAR out to the UK as we get the grid going?
No idea. Right, we've got Tyler Thumbstick Merritt out in first place. Sean Bradley in second. Ben Harcum in Cameron Kane fourth. Then Keith Hanlon, Jason Benson in fifth and sixth. Jeff Slaughter, Al Corey, John Campbell, Matt Harmon with Tyler Ruelas and Baraza. 12th place. On from that, we've got Ryan Hyatt, John Crutchley, Ward Fisher, Carl St. John. I don't know if you can get enough. I'm not even sure where you would drive it, because I wouldn't want to drive it on Brands P or something like that. I want to put it on an oval. But I want to exactly an advocate for NASCARs on road circuits. Counterproductive if I stuck it on anything else.
You know, James, post-broadcast, I want you to go to NASCAR.com, because if you look up NASCAR in the UK, the first thing that comes up is the NASCAR GP UK 2023 at Brands Hatch.
But again, Why would I want to stick a NASCAR at Brands Hatch with 8 NASCAR on road circuit?
Yeah, but you get to drive a NASCAR.
But it's on a road circuit, bro.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Just no. I want full-blooded going round, grabbing hold of the steering wheel and riding the wall all the way round and want some graphing. I don't want to be like right turn, left turn, right turn. I just want to go left, and I want to do it quickly, Brad. I don't want to be messing around. No, ear leap and all that. Nope, Sterling's. Nope, can't be dealing with that. Nashville Superspeedway is where it at. Full left turn, away we go. That's it. Mind you, with a little bit of braking and lifting, obviously. I stopped, but the lights are coming on. We will be up and running. 125 laps will commence as they're coming out of turn 4, going into the tri-over. The start-finish line is not straight away. You will see it. You aren't going to see it any quick here, but I'll tell you what, still quite a way down. There it is there. Here comes the cars into the Geico restart zone. We are off and running, and we are green, green, green. Tyler Merritt is leading the way at the moment here as we get underway with lap 1 with 125 laps. Tennessee Storm Chasers, sponsored by Ryan Hyatt, who is at the back of the field currently at the moment as they go round turn 1, pretty much as they were, single file a lot of the time. Oh, Pump Mode JC is having a little go here on the inside of Matt Harmon. Everyone got away cleanly there, Brad. Stellar job.
Yeah, JC John Campbell's got the light on. He is trying to move that Krispy Kreme car forward. Everybody's away. The number 3 back there, Mr. Hyatt, already up into 12th place from the race start. Started in P13. He's currently sitting P12, moving through. Nothing too crazy going on the field. The 160 is a little bit low there. Going on the low line, you're going to see this track. Everybody's going to try slightly different lines early on just to see what they can make stick and go through. Ryan Hyatt, yet again, our race sponsor today, is sending it through. And as we come around, the back of the field's giving us some good action all the way through. The front of the field is nice and steady, single file.
Yeah, they are at the moment, as there is your sponsor on the screen, Mr. Ryan Hyatt. He is taking currently in 11th place up to the spot there. The machine looks absolutely awesome. JC John Cabba's trying to run that high line around the outside, up into the 14 degrees, into the wall he goes. It looks more of a progressive 14 degrees, Brad. It doesn't look like a straight up 14, does it? It's almost got like a flat in curve. You know, let's jump on board here. It's almost kind of progressive. It doesn't look straight up 14.
Yeah, no, it's very progressive in the banking around the track as you go through. This track is called the sister track to Dover Speedway. So if you think about the Dover track, it's very much in the same setup. Concrete, progressive banking, you're never truly, going flat and straight. So it doesn't surprise me a bit to kind of see how this track is set up, and it does produce good racing. As we see here, there's pretty much a 3-way battle that we're watching here in front of Ryan Hyatt. To watch Al Corey, Matt Harmon, and Tyler Ruelas, who are battling pretty aggressively there, and Tyler kind of finding the short end of the stick there in that blue Toyota on the inside.
Yeah, he is at the moment. He's trying to get the inside of Matt Harmon on the exit, where they're going into 1, through 2, and out the other side. We've been warned it is slippery. Back end wants to step out of you, but that could have something to do with 105 degree Fahrenheit track temperature. That could be the one of why it wants to go out on you. And Tyler Ruelas in that prime machine currently, they're doing a great job. But it is Mr. Thumbsticks himself out in front, leading the way on lap 6 here. Don't forget, they got the Alley 400 race weekend, June 28th to the 30th of 2024. You can go and get yourselves in some tickets as well there. Head to NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. You surprised me there with Dover. Do you know why? Because I thought you were going to say it's going to be paired up with the fairground in Nashville.
Yeah, no, Nashville Fairgrounds is a very, very different track to this one. So it really is, it's very unique. And again, I really think the concrete part is my favorite part. It's not asphalt, it's concrete, it's rough on the tires, it's bumpy, it feels different. If it's hot, you have zero grip going through. And I really, really like this track all the way around as we ride on board here with Sean Bradley, and we are just watching here, nice and relaxed in second place. Sean Bradley, nothing too crazy going on at the moment.
Yeah, you can see off the suspension line there as well, the amount of the time it's bouncing. It goes back to what Brad said about being a bumpy circuit, and Bradley doing a great job in second place, chasing down old Thumbsticks. Further down, Al Corey's got Ryan Hyatt coming through on that low line. Let him go. Ryan looks absolutely speedy here on lap 8 of 1:25. Currently, he is doing a great job. Matt Harmon, then we've got Crutchley, Tyler Rueles, Andy Sparraza, Calvin Ward Fisher, and no Carl St. John or Mike, unfortunately, but back up front. Thumbsticks here with Bradley, doing a stellar job, and we call him Thumbsticks because on each controller.
You know, there's pros and cons to controller racing and iRacing, especially if you can control your controller and do well. It's not that bad of a thing, and you lose a little bit of the feel maybe, but you also can get very nice and relaxed and precise with your run. You can see there, Tyler Merritt, very comfortable up in the lead. Not a lot of issues there. Sean Bradley is slowly trying to catch him. And James, I'm going to point something out. We're lap 10 of 125, and look at how much that inside line there in the corners is already starting to blacken down on that concrete. The rubber is getting laid there, and with that 105-degree track temp, it's going to start to get slippery. As this race progresses, I am fully expecting to see cars move up the high line.
Yeah, I would run the high line. I think I would drop down now, take into the apron, which they are doing, bounce out the other side, and then I'll just run the wall. I wouldn't worry about trying to hold it too much on that inside line. I think you'll be scrubbing tyres for days if you try, and if you're sliding out, coming out there, as he is doing, he's going kind of up, down, up on the exits. Come up. Now we're going to look for the inside of the apron. He's got to get on the accelerator, start getting settled in. Now letting it drift out. Off to the wall he goes, up the 40 degrees, and then coming down onto the flyover. Going to take down into the apron once more. He's got to be careful not to bounce the car, because if you bounce the car, Brad, it's going to be all over, isn't it? Then back wheels are going to be round, and you're going to be in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, you're going to end up pointing behind, looking around and saying, I'm facing the wrong way. I shouldn't go here. The one thing interesting for me when we were riding on board there with Sean Bradley, as we watch John the Naj Crutchley going through here with a little bit of blinking happening from Matt Harmon. Looks like Matt Harmon potentially having some connection issues, but trying to get back and going. But here we go. Might be okay. But riding on board there with Sean Bradley, back to my thought, you could hear the tire scrub in the corner. So it's interesting to me, and again, everything I looked up before this race, all it says is save the tires, save the tires. Tires fall off a cliff at this track. So I'm interested to see what the tire strategy is for these guys as we run through here. Watching Naj Crutchley here trying to go around the outside of a Matt Harmon that is not having a good time with his connection, and it does look like he's going to pull off there.
Yeah, I was just looking at, I was thinking back to Auto Club when I did a race at Auto Club at the Xfinity this week, and I found it very, very hard. Like, the tyres would just deteriorate. I would lose them so early on, and I'd sit back and think, what am I doing wrong? And then I watched a video. I was doing everything wrong. I wasn't even just doing one thing wrong, Brad. I was doing it all wrong. Like, I didn't have the exit, I didn't have the entrance, I didn't have anything, and I'm sitting back going, wow, how do I not know what to do at circuits that I commentate on a regular basis? I didn't have a clue at Auto Club, and to be fair, I'd probably run full flat around it just purely because I think I can, even though I know full well I can't.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like sim racing in general, is you can sit here and watch, and you can think, as we watch the number 77 here, Sean Bradley trying to go up the inside of Tyler Merritt, put some good pressure there. He's trying to set this up out of 4. He's got the inside line, and he's going to come around on the tri-oval again there on the inside. Tyler Merritt's not going to let it go easy, though, but it seems like that high line just doesn't have grip yet. It's not settling in. They're still side by side, and as we come around out of 2, Tyler Merritt, you need to get a run. You need to shut the door, friend.
Yeah, he does. He needs to come back in. You've got the gap now. Come back in. Bradley's settled in behind him on that run up into 3. And you can see Bradley's taking that low line. One of the things I do want to cover is when Bradley goes onto the tri-oval apron now, does Tyler need to give him room to come back up?
That's a interesting question. And the thing is, you see that yellow line. the yellow line typically defines track limits, but the thing is, the drivers are taking the thing. I just commentated a race at Phoenix recently, and if anyone knows about the parking lot of Phoenix Raceway that's solid asphalt, there is no such thing as track limits. So that's a good question, but I've got to say it depends on. It really would depend league to league how they define track limits in the racing line. So, what's your answer, James?
Generally, okay, I'm going to put this in a philosophical way. I don't even know if that's how you say it right.
Philosophical.
That's the one. If he's off, potentially below the yellow line, he's potentially off the racetrack. But therefore, if he's off the racetrack, he doesn't need the room to come back on, because if you're going to put yourself in that situation, you're the one who's responsible for coming and returning cleanly. That's generally the rules, right? If you go off track, your responsibility to get back on cleanly. Yep. He's obviously going to get back on cleanly. But if he goes down there, does merit in room to come back on. I don't think he does, because technically you are off the side of the circuit. Let us know in YouTube chat what you think. Sean SLP, good luck, Dodge 48. Welcome in, thank you so much. Do they need room if they take to the apron of the tri-oval? Should they have room to come back up, or can the person on their outside line stop them coming back up? Now, apart from the, I don't believe there's anybody else taking the apron. We'll have a look on the leaders here. Like when they were running side by side, and Merritt had given Bradley room to come back up, Merritt had squeezed Bradley. Did he need to give him room? See, even Bradley's dipping out of it now as well. Bradley's not. Did he need to give him room to get back up, or could he have forced Bradley to run around the apron all the way around into one?
I don't think he could have forced him all the way into one, but I do think that if Sean Bradley being on the outside is what made Tyler Merritt go on the apron, I do think Sean Bradley needed to leave him a little bit of room. But it's also, the issue for me is that Tyler Merritt was intentionally running down there. So it's kind of if iRacing isn't calling it track limits, then it makes it a little bit harder to police. But I don't see Tyler Merritt or Sean Bradley really running down there anymore, and I haven't seen anyone else in the field running that low line like that. So if anyone else in the field is running down,
yeah, they've stopped, haven't they? So,
yeah, I gotta wonder if race controls came on the radio and kind of giving them the old provisional slap on the wrist.
Ooh. Could be a thing. Let us know, if you are watching at home, what you think is the proper etiquette. Just to be nice, you give them room, but I don't think that. I'm a strong believer that if you do put yourself off the side of the circuit, you've got to get yourself back up safely. And I don't believe room, but I think the fact that we've seen these guys go 100 plus laps without any cautions, I don't think they're going to risk that side of it. You know what I mean? I think they're a little bit more sensible, aren't they?
Yeah, none of these guys want to give up their race on a silly race control call, so they're going to drive sensibly. And again, I think this is one of those things that one driver isn't going to do it if they haven't seen other drivers do it. Now, who was that up there? Was that Ward Fisher that we saw just drop way off the line?
Yeah, the 83 red machine.
And I mean, he's even hugging the apron hard right there, going through 1 and 2. So there's something to this track that these guys know at the apron, but again, it's racing surface. Stay on the racing surface.
It is. I think the apron can be defined by the yellow line, and I think they're staying on it well. Slaughter now is being closed down by Mr. Hyatt with Benson in there. Where's Cora when we need to? Cora, where you at? As Ryan Hyatt again makes that move. Speraz has gone off the side of the circuit. The yellow flag is out. Oh, there was contact.
You gotta feel for Tyler Ruelas there.
It's a coming out of 4. Did you see Ruelas gripped? He gripped mid-corner. Watch, it comes out, gets knocked. Now it grips, bang. That's it.
Yep.
Game over for Tyler Ruelas, unfortunately, there. We are under yellow flag. Where is Mr. Hyatt? Still out on the circuit here. and room, so he knows he's going to be coming in for a chat with us as well. We're going to welcome in our sponsor for today, that number 3 machine, Mr. Ryan Hyatt. Ryan, welcome in, bud.
How's it going?
I'm good, man. You get into the slow down enough here, bud. Is it you going into my bad on that one?
Yeah, we're just chilling. Been texting and driving a little bit, honestly. Father-in-law, was in the hospital, so yeah. But they're letting him go home, so I ended up getting a race.
Well, that's all right. And I'm glad the father-in-law is okay. I know it was cut and dry whether or not you were going to be here as well. What's the story behind the Tennessee Storm Chasers? Now, for me, that would be people in Tennessee chasing storms. Am I right?
Yes, that is my weather page on Facebook. Started out, a buddy of mine, he was like a bit younger than me, but we were good friends, and he couldn't get out and chase the storms, so I'd go do that for him because I've always liked tornadoes and wild weather and stuff like that. And so I'd send him the videos, and he made me an admin of his page, and then he went off to work for the railroad and handed it over to me. So since then, it's been around probably, I'd say, since about 2012.
Hold on, let me clarify. Steve,
Yeah.
a perfectly good house to go and sit in a truck, I'm going to presume, and follow tornadoes up the road for what purpose?
Just to hopefully see a tornado.
But you leave a perfectly good house that can protect you against the said tornado that you can look out the window for.
Oh yeah. It's an adrenaline rush. It's fun. Got pulled over one night because I was taking a nap at a pizza shop, and the cop asked me what I was doing, and this was like 3 in the morning. And I was like, well, I've been chasing storms from Alabama up this way. And he was like, well, you got more balls than I do. Have a nice night.
Yeah, I would kind of say the same thing. Apart from you're crazy and I think you need to reach out and have a chat with somebody. That's just insane.
Normally, lately, I haven't been able to get out and chase those. So normally what I'll do is if like there's a severe weather outbreak, I'll just sit there and pace like, hey, there's a tornado warning here. And if any of y'all can safely get video or storm reports, then send them and I'll repost them, whatever.
Right. Well, I think we've slowly conceded that Ryan's off his nut. So, yeah, good luck there, buddy. What's the chances here today? Looking quick.
I don't know. I started out back because I didn't know if I was going to get to race, and as the time's gone on, I've just been kind of easing my way through the field, so it's just one of those things where I'll just see what happens.
Hey, bud. Well, you go and have a good one there, mate. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I hope your father-in-law gets better and returns home to you soon.
Thank you, man.
Take care, buddy. Oh, my God. He is off his rocker, Brad.
I can't say anything because I've done it.
What?
I can't say anything because I've done it once or twice, so...
What? Yeah, I do that all the time in England. Go out on a pastime and chase them. You lot are off your nut.
Well, here's the thing to understand. If he's in Tennessee, the section of the U.S. that me and him are in is very, very prominent for tornadoes. The U.S. is kind of that perfect setup for tornadoes because of where it's at, how the atmosphere is. So it makes sense. And for some people, it's genuinely something they look to do.
Okie dokie. Oh. Good luck. Hope it works out for you and you've got some great life insurance.
We won't go there. We're getting ready to go back green, though, James. Lap 30 of 125 as we cross the line here with Tyler Merritt leading Sean Bradley here across the line. And look at the jump that Tyler Merritt took off with.
Yeah, he did. He got a great run out, 30 laps down. Mr. Merritt in front with Bradley, Benson, Kane, Harcum and Handlin settling once more for what surely will be a run. However, Mr. Ryan Hyatt here is sitting 3 wide with a 50 55 machine of Hanlon. Hyatt decides to back out there. 78 on the outside, of course. Here's Ben Harkham. And Ryan Hyatt is running side by side with Mr.
Yeah, Ryan Hyatt looks very, very quick through this race. It doesn't look like he's having a lot of issues here. Keith Hanlon looks very comfortable as well. Everybody seems to really like this track and seems to be settled in, but these two seem particularly fast. Little bit of a bump down the backstretch there, and the 55 hooks up in the bumper. They get swirly. Oh, no, and he comes back up on him and spins him and cautions out. Oh.
No words apart from get off the apron.
Yep.
Get off apron. This is where that conversation comes in, doesn't it? The one we had. Well, first off, he touched him going into the corner. So he hits him about just coming up very, very shortly. Taps him going into the corner. So that was always going to offset. As we know, don't bump into a corner. Boom. There's the first one. Then he tries to get out of it by taking to the apron, but then he's rushed to coming back up, setting the car squarely. He's gone squarely. Hyatt's gone squarely. Number 42 of, that's Mr. Benson, isn't it? Yep, Jason Benson. Yep. Nowhere to go. Right at the moment as well, in YouTube chat, we got joined by Cora, who come in and goes, number 42, and he ends up spinning out, being put in the wall. So, Cora, that's on you.
Reverse commentators curse, YouTube chat curse. I've got to give it, man. I've got to give it to him. Like Ryan Hyatt tried to save it. He had it together. The little bump on the backstretch is not a big deal. The bump into the corner there from Keith Hanlon is what started that. And the issue is he was going so fast. As soon as he hit the apron, the car's always going to ricochet back up. There's nothing he could have done to hold on to that. But Ryan Hyatt, man, kudos to him because he got that first bump in the back and he was trying to save it. You could see just down there on the bottom right of your screen how messed up the back of that number 3 is. He was trying to hold on to it there. But Keith Hanlon on the apron and back up, there was nothing he could do. He could not get it slowed down. And as soon as he came up and hit the side of Ryan Hyatt, it was game over. Man, I hate incidents like that.
Yeah, but I think you've got to look at you've got to look at the action that caused the outcome, right? Yep. And I think the action was bumping into a corner. He just got way too close, did Hanlon. I don't know if he just completely missed what was going on or he just completely didn't see it. But there, I get taking to the apron, but I think I'm wondering whether or not there was any need. So we're going to see Hyatt come up. I think I've got a little bit too far back, but we'll have a look. And Hyatt's on our inside about now. We know that. He's to the left of us. I just want to see how much control we actually had on that apron. There's Ryan Hyatt. Now we're slotting in. But now this is where I sit back and think, right, what's going to happen? Well, that happened, and then that happened. And I'm just wondering if he was on the apron, whether or not he could have taken it downwards rather than coming up. Because the first rule that I've kind of seemed to learn is when I'm listening to NASCAR commentators as well, they're like a great job of keeping that out of traffic where somebody's in the middle of the road, going left, going right, try and get the car up or down. Could Hanlon have gone left a little bit more to get that car onto that infield?
I don't think he could have, and honestly, I think if he had went in the infield, that would have ended up worse because he would have lost all control there on the grass. And I will say, to his credit, he had hard left lock on that onboard shot we had. So I don't think he was trying to come back on the track, but the issue is, you got to remember, you're on 14-degree banking here. And as soon as you come down on that apron and it gets flat, the car can't turn to the same degree as it can when you're on that 14-degree banking. You've got to be able to give it more. And yeah, he had left lock in.
Yeah, but he had left lock in. I'm not trying to be a douche, but he had left lock in after the initial contact.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he tried, but I think overall it's the bump into the corner that should have been avoided. And poor Jason Benson was just trying to run his race.
I reckon he should have gone left lock now. Not after the... after bouncing back up. Let us know what you think in YouTube chat. We've had a good look at that one as well. Who was responsible? Ward Fisher is still in the pit lane. Tyler Ruelas is still in the pit lane. Mr. Jason Benson is in 10th place in that 42 machine, but at the moment the field is led by Mr. Tyler Thumbstick Merritt here on lap 35 at 125. Great action to go. Is Ward Fisher going to get out in time? That's going to be the problem. Has he burnt his fast repair already and is left there, unfortunately, trying to get repairs done, Brad?
I hope he hasn't burned his fast repair already. We're only on lap 35 of 125, so if he's already burned his fast repair, then sayonara, good night, good evening, and we'll see you at the next triple bypass races. We're going back Geico restart zone, and I'll tell you what, Tyler Merritt jumped early there, and I think caught Sean Bradley a little off guard, because even Cameron Kane is getting a run on Sean Bradley there on the inside as we're back under green flag racing here. And look at that, P2 and P3 side by side up the inside. Cameron Kane is now into second, but as they exit, Sean Bradley will have a little bit of a run here around the outside. Can he hold on to it? And it looks like Cameron Kane's going to slot in there. So good defense from Sean Bradley.
Yeah, I think from anybody further back, as we can see Ben Harcum in there and the high rollers, I think they've got to look at what's going on. See, I don't think he needs room. I'm still adamant that if I was Cameron Kane and I just wanted to be that guy on the racetrack, I would have gone and just squeezed next to it. But that's just me, of course.
And that's the thing, too. Again, that's kind of why I gave it the league by league thing, because some leagues are going to be very adamant. The yellow line is the track limits. I don't care what iRacing says. You go below that, we catch you. You get a big slap on the wrist. See, that right there that Cameron Kane did, I don't like that. A little bit of a wheel down, I'm okay with, because it happens every once in a while. But just blatantly hitting the track limits like that, again, that's the issue I have with Phoenix Raceway. I hate Phoenix, especially with the full repave.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I think for me, I would probably be that guy. He's going to try and come across his nose here. Ben Harcum's going to keep him honest on that outside line. Again, Harcum's getting a little bit squeezed at that point. It's like being in poor little orange in a juicer, being pushed down on. Managed to get away with it, though, which is great to see. Further back, Ryan Hyatt is looking at the gaggle of cars once more. And in this gaggle is, well, we've got JC and Speranza behind us in front. Harmon on the left, Hanlon on the right. That's the blue and the green. Jason Benson's in the middle. To the right of the middle, we've got, Hanlon's hit the wall.
Oh!
But no, so now we're changing. So in front of us, directly 2 cars up, is Mr. Corey. Then we've got Slaughter, and then we've got Crutchley. The right little group down here in that middle section.
Yeah, this group here in the mid-pack, I mean, they're moving. And I'll tell you what, Naj Crutchley is going to want to keep moving up. He's up 9 places since the race start there in that number 48. And he wants to keep everyone behind that he can. But Jeff Slaughter seems very, very pacey. And as I say that, he breaks loose a little bit there on the exit of 4. Again, the hot track, the long run, it's going to start to play out here. Lap 41 of 125. We haven't been green that long. Look at that in the background. In the background, Ryan Hyatt moving his way forward up into 8th place, getting around both Keith Hamlin and Jason Benson. I think he's my favorite for the race win right now, because he is just carving his way through the field, continuing to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do love Cora's comment in YouTube chat. Some races are just star holes. Yeah, you might want to put me into that category if I see somebody doing that, because I don't know. Really, just because I'll probably end up leaving him. Too nice. But still think onto an apron part of a racetrack as well. And I actually, come to think about that, I was in an official race where they came together because the guy above the yellow did not give the guy on the base of the yellow, who was on the apron, room to come back up. And they were having a right old ding-dong. Are you off track? No, I'm on the apron. So you're off track then. Are you below the yellow line? Yes, they were going backwards and forwards. And this went on for about 10 minutes of them just physically arguing. You should have given me space. Well, I don't have to. You're off the side of the circuit. What's the explanation?
Here's the thing with race car drivers. They are very stubborn, and it transfers into sim racing so well that they are going to be stubborn. They are going to hold their opinion and hold their line until everyone and their mother tells them they're wrong, and even then they are going to find a way to defend their actions. So regardless, it's just like real life. Whenever you ask a driver in real life, so what happened? Well, he came down on me.
Yep.
Okay, so we asked the other driver what happened. Well, I tried to go up and he didn't leave me space. I love it. Oh, a bit of a slide there. They're really, really flirting with that yellow line down in the mid corner between 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Hanlon's on the left-hand side. It looks like he's got his internet a little bit more sorted out, which is great to see. So, Harmon, sorry, not Hanlon, as we go on board with Harmon is looking down at Hanlon. Oh! Hanlon are higher again.
Oh, these two are going to have words after the race at this rate, because this is, oh my gosh. Now, what is the
40, what is Crutchley doing up there?
I think Crutchley is running his race.
There's the net. Okay.
Is that just net code?
Blatant. Watch the.
And you can't blame week 13 anymore.
But watch the initial one. Hyatt's in the 3. A big old gap when he comes up onto Corey. And then watch the second dose of it on Corey as well. So we're going to be coming up into the first dose just there.
Yep.
Then Hanlon comes in because he wasn't expecting him to check up. And then there's the next one that springs Corey's back end around the 8 as well. And then them 3, just Corey, Hyatt and Hanlon, end up going off the side of the circuit. So, not Corey, Crutchley.
Yeah, that's net code for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I believe, unfortunately, Keith Hanlon is one of the big losers in the mix of this. I mean, I've seen some net code in my days, but every once in a while, it really, really catches me off. And that's one of those ones that just caught me off guard. Now, again, that's the problem with sim racing is everybody's across the country. You gotta, sometimes that happens, but those cars were not that close that I think netcode should have caused an issue. They were close. They were racing hard, but they were not that close.
Yeah, let's see if we can have a chat with the leader himself, Mr. Tyler Merritt. Tyler, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very well, dear sir. What's the situation with you up front? First up, I want to check. Are you on a steering wheel or are you on a controller?
Controller.
People wondered why we called him Thumbsticks. Well, there you go. Tyler, what's the chances? You're looking quick out there, bud.
I think I'm going to do good. Right now, I'm worried about Sean catching him in the long run or the guys who just took tires. That's my main words, the guys who just took tires.
Why did you not go in and take tires?
We've only got 2 sets left, and I'm saving that second set for a late race caution because I think there's going to be one.
I think you might be right. There's been a lot of sliding, and unfortunately we just had one that was part of a big old dose of netcode, unfortunately, but it was on our screen anyway, other than them coming together. What's it like out in Nashville, though? How do you enjoy the circuit? Do you not enjoy the circuit?
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm used to the night track where it's a little more grip. The thing I'll say is that the car still is just a little too tad bit tight for me on entry, but that's my only complaint.
Okay, mate. And what can you do about that as the race goes on?
Mainly just try to save tires a little more. I'm probably going to put my brake bias down a little more and just possibly give the car a little bit more throttle in center just to put weight on the right rear tire. That's really all I can do, really. Okay,
my final question. Use the bumpers or do you use the X to use the accelerator?
I use R2 buttons, so the bumpers, like the back bumpers on the controller. Yep.
Well done, mate. Well, good job. Tyler, have fun out there, buddy, and let's see how you get on.
Thank you. I hope the broadcast is going well.
Oh, it is. It's not bad. Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you.
Controller sacked. Cora. Don't do negativity into here, my dear. If he's on a controller. My son just raced in an F1 23 league and everybody was on a controller apart from him, I think. So, you know, it is what it is, Cora. Some people just don't have the means. To be fair, sitting behind me, guess what I've got? A controller. However, when do I race? What do? I got to nip my son's steering wheel, but that's not the point.
I will say too, with iRacing, it is not friendly for controllers. A lot of games, when it knows you're on a gamepad or a controller, it will kind of be friendly to you. It'll change some of the assists. It'll do different things to make it a little more even. iRacing doesn't do that. You genuinely have to learn how to make it work. And so the fact that Tyler Merritt is leading this race, and I believe has led every lap so far of this 48 lap affair, is pretty surprising and pretty impressive.
Absolutely. I use controller for Mario Kart. Well, there you go. You use a controller on a driving sim. James put sim and Mario Kart in the same sentence. Very, very loose, mind you.
Yeah.
Shh. It's real life racing. You get to throw things at people. Here we go. We're up and running. Merritt jumps again. He's done a great job on getting away here, Brad, hasn't he? He's done another great job getting apart from the pack of Sean Bradley once more.
Yeah, Tyler Merritt's doing a very, very good job all the way around for all of the thumbstick problems that we're giving him. I mean, he's conserving tires well, he's running well, he's showing a lot of skill. But Sean Bradley, as you heard Tyler Merritt say during the caution, it's the long run that he's worried about. And Sean Bradley is doing well, but again, I just have to wonder how he's doing on tire conservation. Because when we rode on board with him, again, you could hear those tire scrubs a lot more than I've heard it on other cars. So I'm just curious to see. And again, there's that apron. And I'm sure that Race Control is going to have a conversation with us after the race about our apron comments. Because, man, we keep seeing it. It's just like if I put on an apron to go cook on the grill.
Who think is Race Control? Because I'd be interested to know who is Race Control or who is making the rules in general. We've got these guys going around now, doing a stellar job at very tricky circuit. Don't forget, guys, I'm starting up a GoFundMe to get me to Nashville to drive a real-life NASCAR. It's only going to cost me $4,000. Anybody wants to contribute, let me know. Because I'm 2.5. I want to go and see Brad and stay at his house while we go and drive NASCARs at Nashville.
And remember, if he doesn't raise this in the next 2 hours, the price doubles. So
yeah,
you gotta get it done tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. As I found out, that sale offer is only for the next, what was it? It's got to be 2 hours now.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours now. So, yeah, make sure you find the GoFundMe and donate. James, I trust you have the link in YouTube somewhere?
Yeah, or you can use the little dollar button underneath the voice chat that says you can donate money or give money, because technically donating. But yeah, go and do that. 4. Otherwise, it goes up to 4,199, and I've only got 2 hours and 40 minutes. So there you go. I appreciate the feels on that first caution, fellas. Watching back through the footage, that's just racing for you. Yeah, that was tough though. I do admit with that one though, Tyler. Definitely a tough one on that one. Why don't you come and jump into the booth with us and have a chat? But we've got time while these guys are driving around in a circle to have a little bit of a chinwag with you, and you can tell us all about your little, well, this basically what the situation, what we've witnessed with Anthony Sbraza. Again, Sbraza come up, Ruella's just mid-corner, boom, into the wall, and there was all sorts of smoke coming out of his car when I saw him driving down the pit lane as well, Brad.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to watch, but again, sometimes the car, it gets loose, you throw in the counter steer, it locks in, and then all of a sudden it says, oh, you wanted to go to the right, right? And just sends it.
Well, we can find out from Tyler, who is in the box with us here. Tyler, tough luck, buddy.
Yeah, it is a very, very tough one. I was just raising my mind, and I had my monitor coming in and saying he's on my left side, and then it just, bam, hit me.
Well, yeah, he definitely did, mate. There wasn't a shadow of a doubt where the contact was coming from. I'm not sure. The problem is for us, it's kind of NFA on a no further action, because he's coming up, you're going down. You can see, obviously, by the track itself, that it's got the lane markers as such, hasn't it, where the grooves have been worn in. That he was coming up half a groove, you were going down half a groove, and then there was just contact. So you know, did you know what happened with your fast repair, though, dude? Because you get one, right?
Yeah, I had my fast repair, and I was going through my gears during a caution and blow my engine.
That would be a problem, right?
Yeah, that's probably not what you want to do. I've actually not. How did you do that? Hold on.
So I'm also using VR too, so I was also trying to get into like first or second, and then it just blew.
Oh, did you money shift?
Yep.
Oh, I've got a feel for you, man. Ouch.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Tyler, though, going forward for you, what do we think? What you on the racing every week now?
I am trying to race every week once I can, but with work and everything, it is going to be tough.
Yeah. It's IRL first, buddy, always, as we know. Unless, of course, you plan on making driving NASCAR as a career and start here. Just to let you know, though, as well, Tyler, if you get booked in for the next 2 hours, 15 minutes on Nashville Superspeedway race car experience, for a measly sum of $2,942.98, you get to drive a real-life NASCAR around Nashville.
Sure, let me just put all my money and fly out all the way here from California to Nashville to drive for NASCAR.
Well, if not, mate, there's a little button at the end of the YouTube chat. You can donate it there if you want, and I'll happily come out and fly out and do Nashville's racing. Hey, Brad, I'm trying, right? I'm trying. Shh. See what happens.
Hey, I give you credit for the hustle. I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing, though. It's closer for me to go, as I'm just a 3-hour drive away. So if you want to donate to me...
No, you didn't even know this existed without me telling you. Stop it. Stealing my thunder.
Technically, there's even closer experiences than that to me, so...
Well, there you go. You go and do them, all right? I want to drive NASCARs. Tyler, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. Unlucky on the race, buddy. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you on the track again.
Hey, thanks for having me up here, guys. It's quite something saying this, but hey, I've been enjoying this week as much as you guys have, so this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, good job having you alongside us there, mate, as well. So thanks so much for popping in. And we look forward to hopefully catching up with you soon again, bud.
Hopefully. We'll see what the future holds.
Absolutely. Take care, fella.
You too. You guys have a good one, and have a good time watching the race.
Cheers, mate. Oh, bless him. He seems so excited to be up in the booth there, Brad. He couldn't quite get his words out quickly.
Yeah, I love it when drivers get to jump in the booth sometimes, even in unfortunate circumstances like that, because sometimes they do get real excited. It's fun for them to get to jump up and do something different besides just race and run. They get to kind of talk a bit and do a bit more, and sometimes it's fun, and you find some really good broadcasters sometimes. That's what most of NASCAR's broadcasters are. It's drivers that went from the track to the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. Cora's there, the gimme money button. Yeah, pretty much. Not that, to be honest, Cora, I asked for it at all, unless we're doing the Big Dreams Little Voices charity event. And then every bit of money that comes through that goes directly to the charity. Through his engine, yes, he shifted down and blew 2 up. And Benson's closer. Yes, Benson is on my screen. Yeah, currently, Jason there with Crutchley 1 second back. He's now got half a second up to JC. Matt Harmon and Hanlon, well... Where's Hyatt? Hyatt's further up the road, so there's no chance of them coming together. Hyatt's having to go to try and get over. What? Parker.
Just the fact that we know it's Hanlon and Hyatt that we need to watch for together, and Hyatt's up the road. I'm glad Hyatt's up the road, I'm not going to lie. However, Hanlon and Campbell are fairly close, and then Harmon's right there. Everybody's pretty calm, though. We've gotten a nice long green flag run here. We're lap 65 of 125, and everybody seems a little bit more relaxed. I think we're getting to that point where drivers want to tick the laps off before they start to try anything too crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should just look at ticking the laps off as well. They've just gone past the midpoint, but I think they should go closer to Tennessee. Benson's closer to Tennessee. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Is that what you call him, Benson, or do you call him Jensen? Jason. because my wife calls me Path quite a lot. And then if I ever hear her use my full name, I know I'm in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, that's I get called Brad a lot, but whenever the fiance says Bradley, that's where the problems come in. Is that I hear that and I immediately look and I go, oh boy, did I forget to take the trash out? What happened that caused Bradley to come out? It's usually something I did though. I will give it that.
Yeah, or I hear James. Oh no. Oh my.
Tail between the legs, run away.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not many places we can go in my house. So yeah, you're gonna sit there, and walk out, and go, yes, darling. Baby, before we do this, just remember I love you. There you go. Also, I wanted to add on to something, James. Hope you're feeling well. Thank you so much for that one. I was racing that Gen 4 race at Motorsport Park that you were feeling under the weather. I was, mate. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one, unfortunately, for that one. I do apologise for not giving you full 100%, but went to spend the next day in bed after that, sick, thinking me M-Sip powder, the hot drink, because I was off. I was sweating out more than a wrestler on the WWE.
Man, being sick isn't fun. Being sick and trying to commentate, I've done it once. I did it once with the big thing that happened a couple years ago. I commentated with it, and that's how I realized I was sick. Was I was in mid commentary, and I realized how off I was. So, James, kudos to you for doing that and keeping that going. And I tell you what, kudos to Ben Harkham here, who is putting some pressure there on Kane and trying to catch Cameron Kane.
Yeah, he is currently at the moment. Chasing him down. We're on lap 70 of 125. We've got 55 on the clock. Ben Harkham doing a stellar job. There's a little bit of swapping in and around Hanlon and Campbell. They've just swapped positions a few times. Slaughter's in the mix. In this part here, Cameron Kane behind them is Ben Harkham. So these guys having a great little ding-dong. And then we've still got Merritt up front with Bradley. So they're all still fairly close. JC's got his own little company of Hanlon, Harmon and Benson. So let's hope these guys can keep it clean. We've lost Ruelas, as we know. Carl St. John didn't take to the start. Mike Wheeler didn't take to the start. So I believe Mr. Ward Fisher is the last runner here. It's Luke worry about. What to?
I'm gonna imagine it's if they look at you. I don't know, and I know my fiance can hear me because my house doesn't have very good insulation. So I'm also trying to tiptoe the words a little bit so I don't get full named when I get out of this broadcast. So I'm not going to make assumptions on that one.
Ah, do you mean it's the look? Which I know. Seen quite a few times over the last couple of times. The wives, yes. So it's the look. And I've seen that over the last couple of days as well, to be fair. And I think when they say if looks could kill, I'd have been dead 24 hours ago. So, good job. They can't really, Cora. We do love our wives, really, but you've got to admit, can be little weird and wonderful creatures at times.
James, I'm going to leave you out on this one. I'm not going to tiptoe on this one, but I will say that if you do manage to spend the money to fly out to Nashville, I think you have more than one of the look coming at you here over the next little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Hi to Brad's wife if she's watching. There we go. Apologies to you there, but we're going to have some great racing. Lap 74. We're getting through the laps now, Brad. This is where the nitty-gritty comes in, and this is if you're watching it on NASCAR Fox channel, we would have had about 10 breaks by now, so it's a good job you're not.
Yeah, we always get in this conversation, too. At what point do these drivers need to get things going? We're lap 75 of 125, so we're 50 to go. We're not at that point yet. I'll tell you right now, we're not at the point for anybody to make any risk. Unless you're that guy on P7, if you are Mr. JC John Campbell, you probably need to get a move on and start closing that gap a bit. But again, this track shreds tires, so he might be in some trouble, and he may just be hanging it out for a late race caution, throw on a fresh set of tires and get things going, which we heard Tyler Merritt talk about. He's saving a set just for late race, because I'm sure something's going to come up somewhere. You've got Crutchley and Sperezza. They're kind of close, or not not Crutchley and Sperza, it's Benson and Crutchley, if I can read times to names right. And Harmon's there, they're fairly close. And then you've got these leaders that are close. And if the leaders get a bit antsy a little too early and they wreck each other out, then you can get somebody in the mix. But at the moment, it's keep ticking the laps off. It's keep things moving. And then at this point, it's commercial number 11 if we're on the Fox channel.
There it is. And on that note, guys, we'll be right back after this short break. Bad thing.
Yeah, well, tonight on NBC, we bring you, I don't know. I couldn't tell you where we're going with this. I tell you what, though, look at this. Finally, some on-track action, Slaughter and Hyatt.
Yeah, absolutely. Slaughter and Hyatt have gone through. And Slaughter just went past Mr. Hyatt, whose tyres might be dropping off at this point. He did pick back down on lap 34. Merritt's in. Green flag in. Green flag in the pit stops, Brad.
There we go. Leaders in, and Hyatt's in right behind him. So we've got some things getting mixed up, and we know how much green flag pit stops can mix things up here in triple bypass. As we see, Mr. Merritt's in, Mr. Hyatt's in. It looks like Mr. Corey, Al Corey, is showing in the pits for me. He is in.
On his way out.
There we go. On the way out, the leader's still stopped.
Yeah, but so is Hyatt at this moment in time, so I don't think they're overly worried about the fact that they're all stopped there. So Cameron Kane's just come in, Sean Bradley's just come in. So we're seeing the green flag pit stops here as well. I like to watch the last 10 laps, otherwise it's just around and around and around. Go on. Or, do you know what? You're absolutely right. I've got to be honest. I've been watching NASCAR a lot over here. I get excited by the trucks because I love trucks. And you are correct. Oh, get it stopped, Ben. Get it stopped. Oh, blimey. That is one way of coming in.
Did he get it stopped? Because I almost didn't think he did.
Well, we're going to find out by his pit lane time. And Corey, you are right. I do put it on the Xfinity and the Cup. And I just sit there, and then I might have a doze, and then I wake up 2.5 hours later when they're on the last 10 laps, 15 laps. And then I watch that. But you are right. NASCAR is interesting. I think for us, though, you need to, I think as commentators, you need to look at the bigger picture. We're now seeing green flag pit stops, and technically that should leave Tyler Merritt on the road in the lead because Campbell's not pitted, and Ben Harkham has also just pitted, and he's behind Merritt. So technically, that should leave Merritt. We have a lot more things to juggle around in our head with fuel and tyres and stuff like that. So we keep you excited. Let's be real. You've sat here for 2 hours racing. So, don't you go there. It just must mean that we're more entertaining, Brad, than the guys on Fox.
We really are. Maybe we need to send our resumes to Fox and see if we can't get this going big time, big wigs. I think we still have Tyler Reales in the chat. Explain to me. So Tyler Merritt just put in the driver's chat and said 70/62. Does anybody know what he means by 70/62? Is that the percentage of tire wear he's saying?
Yeah.
Now, is that front to back or left to right?
Round and round.
Round and round it goes. Where we stop, nobody knows.
Yeah, I don't know. On that one, all I do know is Harkham and Hyatt are close together, and Jeff Slaughter leading the way, pitting on lap 46. He's going to be able to go for at least another 10 before this man makes his way through, and he is lapping him at the moment. Not lapping, unlapping himself as we're coming into the last 38. Yes, y'all are way more entertaining. Signed autographs can be purchased via $5 donation. Me and Brad will send to you directly. So if you'd like to do that, I will happily send you a signed photograph. There we go. Sorry, Brad, I'm really pimping up my Nashville NASCAR experience.
I mean, hey, I respect the hustle. Everybody's got to hustle to get their way through. I do want to point out, though, did you see how much the pace difference is for Tyler Merritt against Jeff Slaughter? Did you notice that as they came around?
You know why it's that much different? Because Merritt's on a 30.6, Slaughter's on a 32.17. There's about 2 seconds. So if I was Slaughter, I'd be really looking at making a decision about getting in here unless he feels he can hold the tyres after, unless anything else is going to happen. Bradley's gone round him again, so Bradley's unlapped himself. Jeff Slaughter's in the lead at the moment, really struggling on the rubber that he's got on them cars. JC John Campbell is another one that's up the front. He's just getting people underneath him are unlapping themselves. The Slaughter's now in. That was kind of expected. What about JC? JC's turned around and said, nope, I'm still going.
Yeah, he's got Hanlon right behind him, so I think the issue that JC has is he knows Hanlon's the competition, and so he's got to decide how he responds there. But I will say that pace difference is huge, and it shows the difference that tires make on this track, and it shows just the problem that you have if you're on worn tires. You're just going to have no good time at all. And there we go. We see JC letting Hanlon through as, again, we check in there with Merritt, who is going around, and I believe in just probably a couple of laps. Yep, JC in there. Not surprised because he let Hanlon by. Hanlon's going to have to respond.
Yeah, Benson's not in either. JC, that should leave effective Tyler Merritt out on the lead at the car, as we're going to see everybody else rush in. I think he's going to pass JC before JC actually starts getting out. Oh, out. No, he's just stopped.
He hasn't even stopped yet.
So Merritt is going to take JC, and I think he's going to do Sparaza. Sparaza pitted back on lap 25, mind you. He's doing 32.2s. And Merritt is doing currently 30.8. That's a massive difference.
Yeah, it's the tire delta is crazy. You know, and people say NASCAR is boring. All you do is turn left. Think about this. The drivers are having to calculate all this in their head. They have to think about fuel. They have to think about pit stop windows, green flag pit stops. If there's a caution, what do? They have to also run their race. They need to stay on the track. And then, you know, and then you get in the mix of, you know, running everything else and being around, figuring out your setups. I mean, man, you heard that interview with Tyler Merritt during the caution, and he was talking about how he's going to change his driving style between the entrance and mid-corner just to get his car to be a little bit more loose. That's the stuff that these drivers think about when they run, and that's the difference between them and me. For me, I'd just be like, oh, I'm not stopping fast enough. I turn left more. Oh, no. These guys have this dialed down and good, but still the racing surface seems to catch them off guard.
Yeah, Hanlon's in now as well. For Hanlon, it's important to see where he comes out in conjunction with JC. JC's coming around the final corner. Hanlon's still in the pit lane and will be for another 9 or 10 seconds. Hanlon's on his way out. Where's JC going to come out in conjunction? They're going to meet on the exit of turn 2, I believe. As Hanlon is there, JC is there. It's going to be really close. What's going to happen? JC's going to come through. Hanlon, is he going to be able to come up? He's not, and he's behind JC.
Yeah, exiting pits is very, very tricky. And if you don't get the track position on pit exit, sometimes it can compromise your entire strategy here. We're lap 90 at 125. We're starting to get to the crunch time here. We're still not at the crunch point, but we're getting close. Ryan High at 20 seconds off the lead at the moment, but continuing to chop down that time a little bit. He needs to catch up to Cameron Kane just a little bit faster than he is. Ryan Hyatt's in a very good position. Oh, a little slide there, and he's got Ben Harkham for company right behind.
Yeah, he definitely has. And Ben Harkham is sitting behind Hyatt. He's sitting there holding on to him as they're coming into the final nitty-gritty bit of this racing, I think, where the moves will be made, where it's going to be happening. As a watcher, boring as dirt. I don't mind dirt racing.
Dirt racing, some of the most exciting racing you'll have, honestly. I really like dirt racing.
I don't know, WRX is better. Road and dirt
Okay,
together.
you got me there.
Yeah, road and dirt together I think is better than just plain dirt. I think WRX is quality. I'd love to find a WRX or do a WRX league, should we say, as we're on lap 93. Tyler Merritt has got to clear Sparaza, he's got to clear Benson, and, well, they're not very far up the road, and I think Benson and Sparaza both need to look at it and think, it would be time to go in, but what's going on further down with Hanlon and JC? JC just going around the outside of Benson, unlapping himself. It's time for your man to go into his pit there. Time for your man to go into the pit scorer. Get him in there as Hanlon gets a big old slide there as well. Watching NASCAR, not JPBroadcasting. See? Cora loves us. We're amazing.
Cora's like our number one fan, big supporter. And also, James, it's funny to hear you have tongue twisters considering it's an hour earlier for you because of daylight savings time. This is a little bit earlier in the night, so I can't ask you if you're tired.
Well, you can, but my 2.5
And the answer is probably.
Yeah, my 2.5 hour nap on the sofa earlier on may have helped me out a little bit. But that is purely because I was being. So, did have a little cheeky 2.5 hour nap. Me and my dog had a little bit of a cuddle up. I've got a little dachshund who likes burrowing under the blanket that he got on the sofa. So he burrows underneath it and then he flips over me. And we both lay there as warm as snuggles and end up going to sleep together.
Pets are the best. I've got 2 cats, and that's a very, very common weekend occurrence for us is little cat naps where we can get them here. Keith Hanlon trying to get a cat nap around JC John Campbell going through, and I don't know if you noticed there, but Ward Fisher, did you see the side of that car? Did you see the amount of missing paint on the right-hand side of that car?
Not in a good state, is it, to be fair? I think he may have tapped the wall quite a few times. What's going on with Ryan Hyatt, Ben Harkham, as we check into them coming around now, around that tri-oval. Hyatt still hanging on to that position. Harkham still running a little bit high. See what happens. A wiener dog. Oh, yeah. You know, that's all we hear when we take him for a walk. Oh, sausage. Oh, sausage. Oh, sausage. But the good thing is as well about that is you can buy him a lead made out of sausages. Not real ones, obviously.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know.
If you search Dachshund sausage lead, you'll see a picture of the lead that you can get for the sausage dog.
I'm going to have to look that up after the broadcast. You now have my interest, and I will report back on some form of social media because that is the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they are definitely adorable, but he is, let's just say he thinks he's a Rottweiler. He's only 2.5 inches off the floor. And then he gets approached by a Rottweiler, and he's nothing more than a scaredy cat. Runs away. Gives it all the mouth and then runs off, bless him. But yeah, Dachshunds are funny. And if anybody's watched any Instagram videos on Dachshunds where you see 12 signs that you've got a Dachshund, definitely have every form of that point there as well. Because they like to burrow, dig, they hate the rain, they won't go out in the garden, they just decide that enough's enough and they just come and pee and poop wherever they like. There you go. That's nice.
You know, pets really have it well. And I tell you what, look at this. Ben Harkham opted into the inside, finally does the switchback after a handful of laps. Maybe gets on the apron, but you know what? He's on the inside here. He's trying to make the fight. And I tell you what, Mr. Hyatt, you need to get the run off of 2. And I think he managed it, but did he get enough to clear him? He did not. And here we go into 3. Ben Harkham has been setting this up for a few laps, and he loses it out of 3 there as Ryan Hyatt gets the run on the high side, and Ben Harkham has to slot back in. I've been watching this while we were kind of talking about your dog there, and just watching Ben Harkham try to set it up. He doesn't seem happy with the handling of that car.
No, it's not. He's got to stay. He's kind of... You're very limited here. You know, you've got to stay in contact and keep the draft, as these guys are the only ones that really have the draft with each other. This is your closest, I would say, battle, but we're in a NASCAR. It's not really a battle because anything can go wrong at any point. It was entering the last 25 to go. Do you know what, Cora? I had to Google what a coonhound was, and that's it. Why does he think he's a sausage dog? Dog's only 2.5 inches off the floor, bless him. So there we go. Mine's a little dapple, so he's got little specks of white all over his body as well. So he's definitely 1 in a million, man. A little Rolo, what we call him, or roly-polies, if you speak to my wife.
See, I've got 2 cats, so I want a dog. I would not mind a dog.
But do you take your cats for a walk?
No, I do not.
You're one of these people who just let them go out in the garden and poop wherever they like.
No, they don't go outside. They stay inside.
Oh, so they're house cats. They use litter.
Yep,
that
is correct.
Because I crazy. Dog owners get fined over in the UK about £1,000 to pick up the dog poop. But cat owners let their cats roam around the garden and poop in my child's sandpit or something. Get away with it. It drives me absolutely insane. One side of cats I don't like. They are so. There we go. Tyler Merritt up behind Benson. Jason. I'll lose. Got leaking time worse than the tap that's blown up here. I can tell you that much as they're coming out of 2. Tyler's going to get the inside line. He's gone round, unlapped himself, and he's gone round again. Now takes the overall lead, does Tyler Merritt, and it isn't going to be long before he opens up about a 2-second gap because 31.9 for Merritt, 32.5 for Benson, and unfortunately still leaking time. Harkham is still where he is, behind Hyatt at the moment, Brad.
Yeah, and I think Benson is playing the long game. I don't think Benson's going to pit because looking through, he pit on lap 46. I think he's going to run it to the end and just hope that somebody wrecks someone else. And there's a caution through. These two keep going back and forth, though. And for some reason, Ben Harkham can't make it stick. Every time I think he's got the run, Ryan Hyatt does something and gets the run back. So there is just nothing he can do to get ahead. I'm enjoying watching this, though. And just watching these two go back and forth, they keep swapping places, swapping positions, but for some reason, Ryan Hyatt has continued to have the advantage time after time.
Absolutely does. As the last 21, Cora, cat person, booze.
Yeah, I can't say anything. I wasn't a cat person until I had a cat.
Yep. No argument. Sean Bradley is now just gone past Benson as well. Harkham and Hyatt still going at each other. Bradley setting after Merritt. He's got 1.83 seconds off the road. He's probably relying on that final caution. Well, everyone will come into pit and get on fresh boots for that third time. I'm working out they should all have one set left, unless some of them have not hit the turn off the tyre button. That would be the people who's been in the pit lane more than twice, and Benson is one of them. He's been in 3 times, so if he hasn't taken off the tyre button, might not have any left at all, Brad.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but if a caution's going to come from anyone, I think it's going to be these two. They're the closest battle on track. They're the closest fight. And if anything's going to happen, it's probably going to be between these two, unless somebody's tires have just jumped off the cliff, done a couple of backflips, splashed in the water, and someone just has a solo spin through.
I love that description. 18 to go now, guys, as we're here completing the Tennessee Storm Chasers 125. And if you haven't checked out the Facebook page, you should. I've just gone and joined it myself to go and have a nose and see all these guys doing crazy things. Does it look like they're racing real slow, or is it just me? It isn't you, and I can tell you why you're perceiving that. Now, Nashville here is Nashville Superspeedway. Now, we generally will relate to a Superspeedway as full flat, where you can see in the corners, they're not full flat. They're losing about 30 to 40 mile an hour. So at certain points when they get onto the camera, you will find that they are driving really slowly. They're going 166 on the straight. Into the corner he goes. You can see it drops all the way down to about 123, 124. Now we're going back up again. We'll have a look what he gets around the tri-oval. But yeah, it's a misconception of your eyes, unfortunately, Cora. It does look like they're driving slow, but they're hitting about 175. And then all the way down, look at it plummet on the right-hand side. 40 mile an hour they've just lost around the corner. So yes, it does look like they're going slow. I can promise you they're not.
What happened to Ryan Hyatt? How did he end up in P13 out of nowhere?
Well, he went off track, but we did not see a caution for it. So he went off track here. Got a slide. Oh! Got a slide into the wall, unfortunately. Oh, look at you, the info. I know, I'm an Englishman on NASCAR. Oh, who would have thought, eh?
Ryan Hyatt's internet just gave out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Poor Ryan Hyatt. Take care, buddy. So, he's on. Jeff Slaughter, Keith Hanlon resume their battle. Jason Benson still holding on to third. Only just. He's got 14 to go. I'm wondering if he hasn't got any tyres left, Brad. I don't think he's got any left there as well. That's why he's so slow at the moment, because he can't go in and get any on.
Yeah, he's just at a fight for survival at this point. He's done the math and he's decided it's better if he just finishes probably P4, maybe P5, as opposed to pitting in and guaranteeing himself a last place finish. He has decided that this is the better option for him. And unfortunately, I mean, what can you do? But you see, he lets Cameron Kane through. He's not fighting it too hard. Cameron Kane's around. And yeah, so we'll watch through here and watch Mr. 42, Jason Benson, the Ghost livery, finish in 4th place, and we'll see what comes out of this. I think he should be in 4th place. I don't know that Ben Harcum's going to catch him.
4 seconds up the road. Harcum's pulling out a second per lap.
Okay,
no, 4. Oh, sorry, I've done that wrong. 32.35 for Benson, 31.95. So half a second, give or take, per lap. Maybe he forgot to pit. No, I think the problem is he's been in 3 times, Cora, and I've got a funny feeling he may have used all 3 sets of tyres that they have given. He didn't turn it off. We'll change tyres every time. So there we go. But I am proud of myself that you've noticed that I've given you lots of info today. Thank you very much.
You know, even if he did pit and put on a lightly scrubbed set, I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world, as opposed to, putting around here.
Used his 3 sets. Can't go in and
oh, yeah.
It's gone. Your left arrows, I found out the other day when I had to do 65 laps in a truck race. I forgot to take off my tyres, and we were at Bristol, and I was in the pits, got my 20-second of repairs done or whatever. And of course I clicked my tyre button while the repairs going done, so when the repairs finished they changed the tyres again. I burned two sets of tyres in the pits, so I didn't even go anywhere, and you can't put any on after. You're done. That is it. Tyler Merritt opening up 1.87 seconds at the front here. Benson on a drive to survive. 32.6, 32.2 for him and Harcum. So Harcum is closing in. But whether or not it's going to be enough over the next 9 laps, very, very interesting. Keith Hanlon chasing down Jeff Slaughter here.
Yeah, Keith Hanlon, I think, should be able to get around Jeff Slaughter if he can set it up. He's got 9 more attempts to try, 18 more corner exits that he can try to set something up here. But again, just riding on board with him here, you can see the difference in line. And that was a very, very poor corner, mid-corner to exit. He had to lift way off, lost a lot of time there. So I'm going to stop trying to predict when drivers are going to be able to set up passes and get passes done. Because as soon as I look at it and I say something, they run off wide and something comes up. So I'm just going to let them drive and not tell them that they have so many opportunities to do it.
Absolutely. Probably a good job. Probably a good job, Brad. I feel I might be missing out on my NASCAR experience. I've got 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I think they might have to... Oh, no, it's gone down to 1 hour 39 because I've refreshed the page, so that's probably handy. There you go. Yes, you have. Thank you, Cora, for picking me up. So happy. Who'd have thought an Englishman on NASCAR might actually know something?
Listen, miracles happen every day. I'm an American who commentates F1 on the weekends. So, things come up. And it's why we love you, James. It's what makes JP Broadcasting so great. It's not just an Englishman commentating road courses.
Oh, I agree. So everyone who doesn't like NASCAR. So, Tyler Merritt doing a great job. 6 to go out in front. He's got coming up to John Crutchley, the 10th place man. He's lapped everyone up to 10th at the moment. So we'll have to keep an eye on what this man is going to do. Ben Harcum, that is Benson in front of us, has caught Benson quite rapidly. Must go. Is Jason going to be able to hang on here? That's going to be the question. How far down is he going to go? Who is behind Ben Harcum? Where you got Slaughter and you got Hanlon. Can he hang on to top 10 with JC? Well, it's possible. JC's coming through to try. Benson is going into 1. So it's very close over the last 5. Here, Brad, is how far Benson's going to finish.
Yeah, I think Benson is going to fight this extremely hard with 5 to go. I don't think he's going to make this easy on Ben Harkham at all as we watch. It's he's going around the inside here. He's really trying to fight Ben Harkham through, and also, Mrs. Benson, I'm just gonna not read that YouTube comment because I don't want the mental image of that. However, there's someone somewhere that would pay, James. There's someone somewhere that would pay, James.
I'm gonna get my feet pics on OnlyFans. There, James, you just have to dust off the old G-string to get to Nashville.
I'm assuming. Let's assume she means the G string of a guitar because what you haven't told me before, James, is you're a singer in your free time.
Hey, I sing to myself in the shower. It doesn't mean I can hit a note. I can tell you that much. But yeah, no, Cora, I don't think anybody would want to see that in a mankini out in Borat or something. That would just be no. That's all I can say on that one. However, I did see a video of an Australian man. He makes $2,000 a week just by painting his toenails and posting feet pics on OnlyFans. So, on that one, oh, Jace!
Oh, Benson!
No!
Oh, he completely lost it.
Why now? Why would you go in with 2 to go?
He's got to be out of fuel. That's the only thing I can think of is that he's short on a fuel run.
Oh, Jace. It's all gone Pete Tom for Benson, and we're on the final lap for Tyler Merritt. Oh, Jace, Cora, he's going to need cuddles tonight, girl. You better give him snuggly buglies when he finishes this one. Oh, yeah, Cora, you're up. This is one of those situations that you said to me about 3 messages ago. Hey, that's on you now, girl. So Tyler Merritt is going to come round. He's going to take the victory round that tri-oval. Good job for Tyler. Job done. He is the winner of the Tennessee Storm Chasers 125 live from the Nashville Superspeedway. And Tyler Merritt wraps it up with Bradley and Kane second and third.
And Jason Benson was in his pit box for a total of 6 seconds. So that is indeed a splash and dash to run that unfortunately will see Benson in P12. Tyler Merritt, listen, Thumbstick Tyler, I don't know what I can say other than domination through. Hanlon had some moments there, but was able to wrap it up into P6. JC John Campbell in P7 makes me want a donut. I've actually got some donuts downstairs. I might have a donut after the stream here. So thank you, Mr. JC, for fueling my sweet tooth.
Yeah, as you can see, Tyler Merritt doing donuts on the try. Good job to him there, buddy. Cora, sigh, he'll be in a great mood. Not. Well, Dave, shut up. Just shut up. Here we go.
Oh, no, James. I don't even want to know.
Oh, don't. Tyler Merritt is your winner. Sean Bradley in second. Cameron Kane in third. Ben Harkham in fourth.
Okay, Ben Harkham in fourth, Jeff Slaughter in fifth, Keith Hanlon in P6, JC John Campbell in seventh, Matt Harmon in eighth, the Naj was in P9, Al Corey in 10, Anthony Speraza in P11, Jason Benson, the heartbreak of this Tennessee Storm Chasers 125 in P12, Ward Fisher in 13th, Ryan Hyatt, probably heartbreak number 2 in P14, Tyler Reales in P15, and then, of course, Kyle St. John and Mike Wida, who didn't take the race start. So 15 cars through, and then, man, there were some heartbreaking moments there. Ryan Hyatt, you got to feel for him. And then, of course, Jason Benson. I mean, man, just 2 to go. White flag coming up, has to take the splash and dash and run. James, you gotta feel for Jason. James has gotten the giggles. This is a first for me.
Oh, dearie me. Yes, sir, you're going to have to apologize. Yeah, I've really had to hold myself off there from saying what I really wanted to say. So I'm not going to carry on, and I am going to just now move on and bring in. Oh, who am I bringing in, Brad? I'm Cameron Kane. Yeah, we'll have a chat
You're
with
winner.
Mr. Cameron Kane, who finished in third place. Cameron, can you hear me? Cameron? Cameron? Can't hear him. Got you back down in the waiting room there as well. Just let us know when you're all done. Oh, James, stop talking. Great broadcast, guys. Love hearing you, James. Thank you very much, Cora, for that one. Sorry, Cora and Benson. You congrats your top 10 for Nod. Yeah, he sneaked into the top 10 in 9th place there as well. Is Cameron back up? Can you hear me, Cameron? I'm not going deaf, am I, Brad?
No. He's not. He's not saying anything. It looks like he's trying to talk, though. I don't know. Maybe a hardware issue?
Maybe. I tell you what we do. Let's have a chat, and we'll pull in one Mr. Sean Bradley, the man that finished in second place. Sean, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm a little tired after that one, but I'm no worse for wear.
Yeah, how was it out there?
Well, the track changed after the last pit stop. It felt like it got a little too warm, and my line just wasn't working anymore, and I couldn't figure out anything else that was able to chase down Tyler. So it was just a lot of work out there.
Yeah, it was. Nashville Superspeedway, full flat. That's what we associate Superspeedways with. This definitely was not that.
Definitely not. No, there's a lot of braking, especially into turn 3. You can go in there really hard and then get up on the brakes pretty hard as well. But it's definitely not a super speedway just by name.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's what they've done there as well. Just put the name on it. But a stellar job for you. Did you at any point think you were going to catch old thumbsticks up there?
Yeah, early on, I actually did get side by side with him. I knew I didn't have the momentum to get around him at that point, but I think I was just kind of setting him up there to try to get him to run a little bit harder and burn up his tires, but it just didn't pan out. He's just too damn fast.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, Sean, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, big shout out to Tyler for that dominating win. Good job, man. Yeah, that's it for me, though.
All right, Sean. Have a good one, buddy, and thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, you too, James.
All right, next up, we'll have a chat with the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. He led for the whole of the 125 bar, probably a lap over the pit stop cycles, but he did take it there as well. Yes, Cora, he is on a controller. Yes, Cora, he did just go out and win the race. Welcome in, Mr. Merrick. Again, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. That race was fun. It was nerve-wracking seeing Sean track me down for the last couple laps.
Yeah, he closed down to 1.4. Unfortunately, he'd already gone out to 2.2, and I don't think he just quite had enough to close the door and get you down lower on that. He did say that you were just, his words, too damn fast.
Yeah, I'm happy I recreated my domination from last week. I led 111 laps out of 125 that race. Wish I would let a little more laps this race, but I know Benson strategy. I knew he was going to make on fuel, but I was wondering on how close he'd make it to the end.
How close did you think he was going to get to you? Do you think,
I thought he was...
He was only short 2 laps.
I thought he was going to run out like around 110 and 115, but he made it work. And hey, I mean, Benson's always been a good fuel saver. Just like Rafters, the king of tire saver. I've actually went back a couple of times, looked at his replays just to figure out what I could do for tire saving. And it's helped me a lot over the long run. It has been helped me a lot.
Yeah, well, you've done a great job, buddy. You've led pretty much from start to finish. You've been absolutely amazing here as well. Anyone again you want to shout out before we let you go?
I want to thank Jeff McConey of McConey Setup Shops and the rest of the builders there. They took me in as a builder in the last season, and I'm making money off what started as a hobby. It's turned into a part-time job pretty much now. I want to thank Full Send Racing, Thomas Stanley, and all of that from my iRacing team for always supporting me and helping me when it comes to finding out certain tips for tracks. And I want to thank my esports organization, Wanted Goons, for supporting McConey and also the rest of my team that's been doing Road to Pro this season. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of stress with our finishes not going well, but I'm hoping, at least for this league, to go 3 in a row next week.
Nice. Thank you very much for that one. Tyler, may need to have a chat, actually, off broadcast away from this one. I have something for you, but let's catch up after. I'll catch up after you. Right, Tyler, have a good one, bud. I need to speak to Cameron Kane. I'll chat to you in a bit.
All right.
Cameron, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Finally, I get to speak. Oh, the illusion who couldn't hear me earlier on. How are you, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. How was the racing?
It was honestly pretty good. Tried to just roll the car through and save some tires. I saw Ben and Hyatt getting into it back there, so every time I saw them battling, I tried to get away from them, gain some time, because I knew that it's a very hard track to pass at. So
yeah,
getting up front and making sure that I'm taking my line, saving my tires. That way, if I needed them, I had them. But running side by side just kills them.
Yeah, but it's always going to be difficult, isn't it? Because, we're on a concrete racetrack. We go technically 4 or 5 wide. If we really want, obviously, we get that situation. There's braking involved going into the corners. It's everything that the name suggests it shouldn't have. It does have. Superspeedway, full flat all the time. But for here, completely different story.
Right, and the tires just are absolutely cheese grated by this cement. So honestly, it's really important to save your tires, and like with these cars, the tire heat is really important. So as soon as you overcook those tires, it's over with. You're going to just lose time. And it's really important on corner entry to get to your line, or else if you miss your line, you're going to be slow on the backstretch. And there's a lot to it, but it was a good run tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was a good run there, buddy, as well. So well done to you. Absolutely incredible job. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out Cardboard Films on YouTube. Check it out.
Okay.
This year's been kind of tough. We ride snowmobiles. That's the thing. And this year's been really tough with snow. So we're getting into the summer months now. I'm getting ready for it. Getting ready to go play some golf. Dust those babies off.
Yeah, get the old clubs out, mate. Why not? Go for it. Go see how you get on. But, buddy, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Yeah, man. Well, there you go, Brad. Another evening of racing has come to an end, and I think you've got to safely admit it's been a great job. I fully enjoyed it this evening. Obviously, apart from me chuckling in the middle, which I do apologise.
Listen, every once in a while you have to get the giggles, and James, when it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for you, the giggles are forgivable. However, a 1.3 mile quote-unquote super speedway tri-oval gave some good racing. These guys kept it clean a lot. There were a couple of heartbreak moments, but all in all, I mean, I enjoyed the race. And as I always say, with triple bypass, they could do it again. I really, really love this league.
Yeah, absolutely amazing league. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight as well. Thanks so much to Cora for keeping me entertained. And Sina SLP said, I have been listening the whole time and enjoying listening to all of you. Thank you so much for that one there as well. But it's been a pleasure once more being out here, guys. Thank you so much again. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz that you can do for free here on YouTube. But for now, guys, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Bradley Dalton. Take care. Have a great week. And as always, see you on the track sometime. Good night.